Good afternoon. My name is Kentra Parker, and my cultural presentation topic is on Equatorial Guinea, located in Central Africa. All right. And to start our topic presentation off, this is a direct quote by prominent figure Mahatma Gandhi, to which he states, "A nation's culture resides in the hearts and in the soul of its people." And this is extremely important because it really digs deep into how you can define culture, and it also gives some validation and credibility because it is from a prominent figure himself, Mahatma Gandhi. Now, because our topic presentation is primarily based on culture, it's only right if I can give you my definition of how I see it, just as I did for Mahatma Gandhi in the previous slide. And I define culture as something represented with beliefs and customs that people associate themselves with and can be categorized. Now, in the textbook, culture is defined as shared perceptions that shape the communication patterns and expectations of a group by people. And we can actually go into my thesis statement, which goes as followed. Equatorial Guinea's culture differs from the American culture when it pertains to relationships, politics, and their belief system. Okay, and this will bring me to my three main points for today. Religion is taken very seriously. Men and women's status are predicated in favor of males during relationships, family ties, and labor. And they push for a democratic structure, but unlike America, the people don't have a voice. For our first main point, it is religion. Religion is prioritized heavily in this culture. A majority of the population practices Catholicism. 80% is Roman Catholic, while the 20% has their own traditional beliefs, including animist, who attribute spiritual energy to rivers, mountains, and trees, and Catholicism is a part of public education. Catholicism is also practiced through rituals in holy places involving music and dancing, and the ceremony takes place where a pot of water is used to ask good spirits to protect the people and bless them with more children. All right, and our next point actually goes into men and women interaction, in which it's predicated in favor of males in regard to relationships, kinship, and occupation. Primarily starting off with marriage. They play a dominant role. Men, of course, they were allowed to beat their wives, unfortunately, and no real strategy for prosecuting domestic violence. The husband also can have custody of all kids born in wedlock. Family structure is complicated. Brothers and sisters can marry as long as they didn't have the same mother, and male children would inherit property after fathers more likely than women do, including mothers. And from the work business, imbalance of power in the workforce was between men and women. Women were responsible for domestic labor and childcare, while men were given opportunities to work outside of home. And education was in favor of males, where women would only receive 20% or 1/5 of as much as schooling as men, compromising their chances of working decent jobs. All right, and our final topic is on the government. Government controls every political aspect, much to the people's dismay, because they do restrict the rights of citizens. And the judicial system doesn't believe in due process and fair treatment, so prisoners were often tortured, unfortunately. And this does bring me to the conclusion of my topic presentation on Equatorial Guinea. All right, so after covering the culture of Equatorial Guinea, when we talked about their relationships, the government, and the belief system, it's good to have an understanding of that culture so that you can understand and compare it to the American culture. When it comes to society as a whole, it's extremely important for you to have that interpersonal communication because it can also give you an opportunity to understand and comprehend another country's culture while also maybe understanding languages or maybe understanding new vibes in order for you to improve your opportunities in the work business, because it would be vital for your success if you were able to speak a different language or you were able to comprehend. Is for you to maybe do outside research, which may be beneficial to you. The way that I was able to comprehend and understand this specific culture was because I have a personal relationship with my barber. And because he does cut my hair, it made it a little bit easier for me to chime in and ease my way into asking him questions that he may or may not have understood. And following some of the questions that I asked him, I understood that there was a form of unity that was put in place with Equatorial Guinea, but the distinction was extremely glowing and glaring strictly because there was that negative interaction between men and women. There was that negative interaction with statuses as far as the rich get richer and the poor get poor, which is a concept that not just Equatorial Guinea has been able to follow, but unfortunately America as well.